Good evening to everyone. I'm Andrea Cattabriga, strategic designer and member of the Advanced Design Unit at the University of Bologna, where I'm also developing my doctoral research. We are a community of professors, researchers, and experts who deals with design cultures and continuous innovation. We operate through teaching activities, research, and as well as third mission. Our activity is aimed to incentivize, increase, and promote the synergies between design education and the production in the productive and social context. Today we'll discuss about the ongoing prototype of our approach to territorial innovation systems. So first thing first, as in every complex system, there are emergencies. They are properties and behaviors that emerge only when components start to interact and that are not peculiar of these separate components alone. In our vision, they are mainly induced by the acceleration in the redefinition of economies, rapid changes in demographic structures and needs, and the spread of new technologies and media. These phenomena, jointly with restrictions in knowledge sharing among different territorial actors with an equal distribution of resources and data, like for example between small and medium enterprises and corporations, led to the exclusion of vulnerable groups from specific societal benefits and decision processes. Moreover, a growing attention to environmental and climate change issues put in evidence the limits and criticalities of energy-intensive and consolidated systems. But on the other hand, it can be assumed as a driver for new experimentation, matching industrial expertise with the research result and co-creation processes to spread new ideas and knowledge supported by enabling technologies, but also to impact and behavioral routines and consumption patterns. Then the COVID-19 emergency has highlighted how unpredictable the evolution of these phenomena is. As a financial crisis in 2008, the sanitary emergency, for example, have a strong influence on territorial spatial perceptions due to the limitation of the personal spaces and relations. At the same time, despite grief and inequalities rising, the crises are expanding the potentiality of common values, data sharing, research, and co-development. During the pandemic, the drive for innovation has been unexpected and declined in various forms, regarding from self-management to collective and institutional innovation, aimed at producing quick and effective responses in different sectors such as healthcare, services, consumer goods, and many others. So here there are four key concepts I want to explain that are a foundation for our approach to territorial innovation systems. As conceived by the Amsterdam Pact, the quadruple helix approach can address the increasingly complex challenges in the contemporary societies, enhancing proactive collaboration to move environmental, economic, social, and cultural progresses. For us, despite the necessary shift towards a better citizens' engagement, there are some limitations as well in the effective practice of this model to be addressed. Like, for example, a diffused custom to keep alive binary cooperation modalities and the real perception of territories as well that need to be practically engaged and seen from the territorial capital perspective. Studies on innovation in the last 10 years have underlined the importance of adopting an inclusive approach in the design of processes of growth and innovation, especially highlighting the importance of acknowledging a wider range of actors, including different sectors, industries, including cultural and creative ones, as well as a multitude of innovation forms. For example, service innovation, social innovations, and organizational innovation. And this all in order to properly understand the nature of innovation itself and embrace a full responsible research innovation set of values. Design today is perceived as a strategic asset in a dynamic and competitive business and academic environment. In October 2010, the European Commission included design among the priorities of the new Europe 2020 flagship strategy called Innovation Union. A growing number of scholars, researchers, and executives have investigated this issue, trying to identify the existing links between design innovation and competitive performance. The interest in the relationship between design, territories, and production has changed the perspective of action, moving from observing the territory as a design context to considering it as a design object. In reference to the fourth propeller blade of our quadruple helix model, we are observing in the last years a growing aptitude to diverse stakeholders' engagement, especially of citizens in multi-stakeholder contexts. Citizens are more than ever seen as sensors, as antennas, sources of valuable insights, because they are the real expert of their own experiences and are capable to bring in the discussion different and fresh perspectives. We are moving from a phase of engagement toward, finally, an era of citizens' real empowerment in innovation systems. So here are the core questions: how to tackle these issues and capture innovation opportunities towards what we call responsible design innovation approach. The first layer of our reasoning adopt a territorial capital perspective and try to interpret issues and opportunities emerging through the responsible research innovation set of principles. This is needed from our point of view in order to allow for a more holistic awareness of what's the true demand for innovation in markets and society. Second layer, we propose to adopt these three principles as methodological directions to design innovation processes, from linear to responsible iterative innovation, from closed to responsible open innovation, and from low degree of citizen participation into research coalitions. Third layer, co-design should become the common grammar of any collaboration action. And it's at the core of the system capacity to manage complexity and to provide possibilities to catch emergencies as opportunities to innovate. We are selecting and designing specific processes, tools, and methodologies in order to promote a pervasive adoption of this approach. So here's the whole picture. We propose a new open approach to the design of innovation processes stratified in three layers. First, an RRI, Responsible Research Innovation filtered redefinition of what we know as territorial capital in order to be able to see into the complexity of the interactions among quadruple helix actors. Second, three methodological principles pivoting on openness, agility, and learning capacity. Third, a radical co-design approach that could bring new epistemic value to territorial innovation-oriented partnerships. There are three very different projects where we are going to test our approach. The first is a regional funded research project aimed to digitalize procurement processes of small and medium enterprises. The second one is the activities of a new research center on cultural and creative industries we have co-funded, and a global extensive research on collective identity on cultural heritage on territories. Of course, there are limitations as well as desirable implications, like the fact that we are in a very early phase of conceptualizations, but we'll implement with a very agile approach, and it will be an iterative process with failures and unexpected discoveries to learn from. But we believe that co-design practices scientifically adopted could bring efficiency and new practical capabilities to quadruple helix partnerships. And moreover, this simple model could support world territorial innovation ecosystem to make decisive steps towards a more sustainable society, or at least to better comprehension of the increasing complexity that we all talk about. So thank you for your attention.